It's supposed to say food. What's it supposed to say? I think food, please. I don't remember.
Bane hush is what it says here on our end.
No, I know, but hold on. I'm looking at my Canva. I think it says food, please. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yep. Again, when you make these things, you gotta take into account how small the chat is.
Yeah. I didn't take any of that into account. Okay. I got to work on a couple of them. I see that now.
They're good first attempts. They're good first attempts, Trish. Do not deny that, and do not ignore that.
Oh, yes. It says, Raymond can read it. It says food, please. Yes. That's exactly what it says. Food, okay. Please. Well, I'm gonna mess with them. So, good morning, Raymond. Good morning, Hooded. Good morning, Colin. It is hot. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Every time I'm gonna be on, you're gonna make statements like that, aren't you?
I don't get it, but it's hilarious.
That's because I don't get it either. Why? Because I'm the senior member and I'm technically older than she is.
No, I think he's just fucking with you.
I know. But I'm wondering what's the joke.
That's so funny. Good morning, Ted. Okay, Robert, you're the guest. Do you want to do top fives first, or do you want to go through the controversies that we've had?
I say controversies first. We need more time dedicated to those. I think sometimes our top fives take too much away from us.
Well, we get into talking about the books, and honestly, I mean, I don't mind it. But
granted, last week and especially this week, oh boy, if you have me on next week, we're not going to have much to talk about comic-wise.
This week is not good.
No, it's not. Even last week, I had to figure like, okay, which one of these go on here and which ones don't. Oh, I think that goes. And Raymond,
there we go,
confirmed it.
Okay, it might be easier to see on
Raymond. I'm looking at from my PC. Even on my PC, it's not that easy to see them.
Okay, so we're just gonna go simple. Ted said thicker lines work better. I like the boom one. I will say I like that. And I like the Hail Satan one, but the other ones I definitely got to work on. Okay, I got this.
I just took a screenshot of my computer. I'll send you and it at me at the full screen. I'll send it to you.
Okay, all right. So first controversy up. Now this isn't a big one, and we won't talk about it for too long. But last night, Comics Elite went live. And I don't know if you even know about this situation, so let me explain it to you. Here is the thing. There was how do you feel about stolen art? That's where I'm going to start this conversation.
Oh, shit.
Yes. And I think most people know I love Comics Elite. I think they have a great channel. They have a great business. I like working with them. But here, they didn't steal anything. That I want to make that clear.
All right.
Sean went live, and usually when that happens, it's only like very serious. Like something's fucking going on. And basically what had happened is, you know, Whatnot, the company. I do an affiliate for them. It's always in my description.
Right.
Whatnot is good.
I've gotten a few comics from them.
Yeah, and Whatnot is great. It's not their fault. But one thing they don't do is verify comic books, right?
Oh, no.
So there was, a man named Toad Comics that was stealing art and putting it and passing it off as covers. So, like, he would take a Harley Quinn book and he would take a Shakiri art, which is very, very risque, something DC would not allow, and put it on the front, put a trade dress on it, put a number on it, put all of and he wasn't doing it. He was buying them these way off of eBay. I want to make it clear. And passing it off as something that could go to CGC or something that could be graded.
Oh God.
Yeah. And it was, the guy came on, he did talk about the situation. He said he learned his lesson. I think John's a lot nicer person than I am, because I was like,
I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't trust him. I would not.
Nope. And I'll give Sean credit. He definitely was a lot more trusting than I was. But in that situation, I'm like, nope, you've been doing this, I think he said, for 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah,
and
no. Okay, no. 2 years? Hell no. Oh, I don't know. No, by that point, look, if it was 2 months, I could believe it. Barely. 2 years? Fuck no.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think that Marvel would ever allow this cover?
Hell no.
No. And he was passing it off like these. See, he's got the trade press on it.
That looks like something from Vampirella with Scarlet Witch just pasted on it.
It does. And they were being passed off like they could, go to CGC, they could get graded, they could everything. And
that is complete bullshit.
He did ruin them. Like he did take the initiative and destroy everything. There was a Harley one too I wanted to show. But honestly, I don't buy it.
I don't buy it. This guy's going to just lay low and then start it up again.
That's the problem. The man is relatively well known. See, here's the Harley cover by Sha'Carri.
Oh, hell no. No,
Nathan Zerdy. I'm sorry, Nathan Zerdy.
I will say this. If this was a commission an artist had done, that would be one thing on one of those blank covers. But right. An actual variant, fuck no.
No, and Nathan Zerdy was kind of, I believe, the one, somebody had seen it and messaged it to him like, hey, somebody's stealing your art and putting it on covers and passing it off as the real Harley Quinn book. I think this is one. So it would have been on a Stephanie Phillips #1. Like, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, again, had he passed this off as one of those blank covers, that would be different. But passing it off as an official cover, there's no way in hell. And obviously, he's trying to appeal to the people who don't know better on WhatsApp. I think WhatsApp, you can get away with it.
Yeah, and I guess he did. To his credit, he basically destroyed all of the other covers. And then...
Sure. Oh, yeah, sure. He destroyed all of them. Yeah, I doubt it.
But and that's where I am. I'm so pessimistic, and Sean's like, you know what? I've been given second chances. I'll give you a second chance. And I'm like, bro, Sean, you're so naive. I thought I was the naive one.
Yeah, I thought I was naive too. And oh boy, just realized Pika just made a good point about that's going to be one downside being monetized now. You're going to get ads.
Oh darn. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the whole thing there is fishy to me. I would just be really careful. I may remove my affiliate link to WhatsApp just temporarily to make sure that they refund people and take care of stuff, because I don't want my brand associated with, not brand, I don't want my channel associated with people that are allowing stolen art. Like you have to be, when it comes to comics, you have to be on the side of not only the consumer but the artist and the writing team.
I understand to a degree when you're doing it through the live streaming format, with the videos and all that stuff. That's much harder to police than if it actually does like a posting and all that stuff. That's much harder to police when they're doing it to the live stream videos.
Yeah, and I totally get it. And after I partnered with WhatsApp, basically, I seen a video by Jericho Comics that was kind of a little apprehensive about partnering with them for similar reasons. And I was like, no, it's cool. Like, I like WhatsApp. It's good for comic sales, manga sales, toys.
I got a couple of them. I got a Black Canary, Zatanna one for a couple bucks. Or,
they have good deals.
Trades. Yeah.
But you have to go in knowing what you're searching for or knowing what you're talking about. Because you can get taken advantage of very, very easy.
But to be fair, there's not that much. And the only thing that makes it different is that it's done live. And whereas, say, eBay, you have time before, so someone could catch it.
Well, it does seem like he was buying them from some eBay scammer who got caught, took his eBay store down. But even so, like, I don't know. I can't say that I would ever buy from somebody like that again. I wouldn't ever be. That's your dollar. That's your money. You got to be super careful when it comes to comics, and obviously those are very clearly fake covers.
Exactly. They were so obviously fake. Again, I could have believed them if they were the blank covers, as a commission.
Yeah.
But not as an official variant. There's no way in fucking hell.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. I feel bad for I know Ryan Kincaid's going through it too, where people are stealing his art, and then I feel bad for Shakiri because so freaking talented. So talented. I feel bad for Nathan Zerdy. I love their work, and they deserve to have their art used for what it's used for. Like if Merc Magazine, Comic Elite, if they get a commission, say they've got a new Harley #1 coming out and they get a commission and it's store exclusive, and then to have that copied and put on another book and sold, that takes away that exclusivity. I'm completely against that.
Agreed.
So what'd you think of the trailer for the Marvels?
Is it the greatest thing ever? No. But I did enjoy it. It felt like it's going to be fun. But once again, people are wanting to say, oh, it got delayed because Brie Larson is a diva on set. That's the only reason.
Wait,
guys,
what?
That's what I'm seeing some of the usual suspects. Bounty in the Comics and so many of those other news sites are claiming, oh, it got delayed because of Brie Larson being a diva on set. She doesn't like that it's now Captain Marvel 2. It's just the Marvel. I
would be pissed too.
She's been butting heads with the actress playing Monica. They two have been actually having, blowing up at each other. Blah, blah, blah. And they're claiming that's the sole reason why it got delayed. Not because Ant-Man didn't do so well. And let's be honest, this is kind of having a similar tone to Ant-Man as far as being more comedic, not that serious.
Wait, hold on. She has every right to be upset that it's not Captain Marvel 2.
I know. But they're claiming that that isn't purely I agree with that. But claiming she's acting like a diva and butting heads with the actress doing Monica, who plays Monica.
Yeah, we don't have any proof of that. Samuel said, yeah, this is, I didn't forget about the Peach Mocha, but you've got the C2E2 incident. And then you've got CGC going back on something. The Peach Mocha thing was bad. The Peach Mocha thing was really bad. But this is. I mean, there's always that straw that breaks the camel's back, and that's where I'm like, I don't know if I am. I don't know if I want to keep partnered with them. Not that I do much Gary? With it, but I'm just saying. Gary? Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Samuel. Good morning, Kareem. I'm sorry, I did not say good morning, Pika.
I know. Sorry, I was just looking at what Gary had said.
Oh, it's okay. So we finally, yesterday when I was doing the trailer reaction, we didn't have much, but we got to look at the villain.
Oh yeah, that's the new person who's taking over as the accuser. Which, to be fair, Ronan the accuser is dead thanks to the Guardian. So of course they need a new accuser.
Well, yeah. I was trying to get a look at her face yesterday, and I couldn't. She's cute. Who is she? She's playing. I know. Yesterday they said it starts with a D.
I know there's a female accuser.
No, I think this is a gender swap.
Well, because Ronan is dead, so this is not a case where we already know he's dead.
No. I think the original character, and it starts with a D, and I can't find it. I'll find it. I believe this is a gender swap of a character in the comics.
Oh, Dar Benin.
Dar Benin, yeah.
Yeah, Dar Benin. That's what I just saw on Digital Spy.
I don't think anybody knows, to be fair.
Exactly.
What is going on here? Why is there so many? I always have ad blocker on and won't let me for this website, and there's so many ads on Screen Rant. I don't think anybody knows who Dar Benin is, to be fair.
I'm looking at him, even I don't know much about who this guy is. He only had 2 appearances. Second one, he died.
So, I don't give a shit about the gender swap. I don't.
Yeah, he died in Operation Galactic Storm.
I mean, so I don't care. But, I do feel like this is kind of a very, like, Brie Larson really got the fucking shaft here. Not only did her movie get renamed, she's getting some C-ass level villain.
True, but to be fair, there aren't. But once you get rid of Ronan the Accuser and the Supreme Intelligence, there really isn't that many other Kree villains to play off of.
So get out of the Kree.
Except the Kree is tied to her.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen the first movie, to be fair, though.
To be fair, there isn't. But there's, using someone as C-list, that means you can do whatever you want with them, especially when they've only had 2 appearances.
I mean,
Gary, look, if Captain Marvel 1 was better, we can all agree it wasn't that great. And as I've said before, Brie was a major cold-hearted bitch, is how Carol was portrayed in that. Just it's an emotion.
But that's not Brie Larson's fault. That is the fault of the writing.
From what I understood, though, that was one of the things she was pushing for going. She wanted the character to be the stoic, no-nonsense person and just went overboard.
Okay, but here's the thing. Would you be saying that was a big deal? Batman is stoic. Batman is cold-hearted.
Look, I would say that, but I say this, though. Carol is not usually portrayed that way in the comics.
No, I love Kelly. I read Kelly Thompson's stuff for a while there. And
soon.
I know, it's such a shame. I don't know why. Why are they ending it at 50? Is there any reason?
Well, 50 is a better ending point than 48.
That is not a reason.
I didn't say it was. I just simply said they're ending there. Who knows? Maybe sales aren't doing so well. Maybe, who knows?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me why they're ending her book. Kelly Thompson was killing it on that book. It was the most likable Captain Marvel that I have ever read. Ever.
Right. But again,
it's a shame. And then she slept with Doctor Strange when I was reading it, and got a new costume, the dark costume. It looks so good. Okay. I should go back and read that Captain Marvel stuff. I just dropped it because I had so much reading at the time.
Well, look, I was going to say but ever since the first movie, after the first movie, and to a degree her appearance in Endgame, it's clearly they've been course correcting on the character. That much is certain. Her cameos everywhere has shown her being a bit more goofy, silly, smiling.
I will say the best part of the trailer was I don't know the actress's name. I know it's I'm something. Miss Marvel. So fucking cute. I love that actress. She did such a good job. She's so fucking cute. I think she is going to be one of those characters that steals this movie. She is going to steal the movie.
Samuel, I think, has a point there.
To reboot when the movie launches? Wait, is this come out in November?
I think so, yeah.
Well, that actually makes sense. It's a shame because it was better run, 2 great covers. I didn't read Brian Reed's. Brian Reed's.
Oh, yeah, that was a long run. But I was going to say this, though. I do think it got delayed because it's matching in the similar tone to Captain Atom. That similar niche where it's not trying to be, this is an important
Captain
movie.
Atom?
Not Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
I think they're more following that because it's that similar tone. So they're probably now being a bit iffy, being like, eee. So I think that's why it got delayed, so they can recut the movie.
Probably. I mean, I don't really care. Movies get delayed all the time. Why is that a big deal?
No, I know, but they're acting like it was done because of behind the scenes stuff that delayed shooting and production and all that.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't care about delays. It happens in
I agree.
80% of movies. It seems like nowadays.
I did like when we see Carol and Kamala swap and she's like, not again. I just love seeing that because I'm just like, again, that's a natural reaction, but 2, again, you would never have seen Carol be that, acting that over the top angry in her first movie.
And I do think you're right a little bit about the course correction because I remember watching Captain Marvel 1 trailer, and I didn't get, like, a lot of people were like, oh, the smile thing? Remember the smile thing?
You have to smile. And then a lot of comic bros were like, oh, they don't have to smile. It's like, that's not what people are saying. And unfortunately, those who said she needed to smile more, I think they were, I won't say they were justified, but at the same time, she was just this stoic bitch face throughout the whole movie. Like, not even a little bit of showing that, much of a smile that, it felt like even when she was with Monica and her mother, she didn't smile that much. And you think she would have there.
See, I'm coming from more of an outsider's perspective because I didn't see the movie, right? So the stuff I seen with the Smile More narrative was when they released that first picture of her. And remember, they were like putting a smile on her. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like that to me was dumb, but I understand like her being this kind of stoic bitch is also not appealing to the same time. But here's the thing. If you're going to have this big interconnected universe, if you're going to have all characters have to have their own voice. This is her voice, whether we like it or not.
Gary, how do you know she's not likable in real life? Because so many
I've heard the exact opposite, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at it this way. So many people, no one else has claimed she's a diva on set aside from the rumors. And she's not that, like Raymond said, she's not that powerful person in Hollywood. She's not the big, most expensive actress or anything. Why would people want defense for her if she wasn't acting like a diva? If she was acting like a diva, it would be known. There's no reason for them to shelter her because she's not this big, huge name.
No, and here's the thing. I don't think she's necessarily this crazy, like, likable, lovable, warm person, but she reminds me of a person.
Yes, Bianca, we live.
She reminds me of a person, very similar to me in the nature of like give no fuck sarcastic bitch.
Yeah.
And people, and I'm gonna be the first one to say that because I've lived it. People don't like it. Especially men.
Brutally honest.
Yes, especially men, because that it's just not ladylike, right? That there's a thing here, right? Okay, good morning, Colin.
I would say this.
And Bianca. Good morning, Bianca.
Given what I mentioned to you yet beforehand about the actress doing who voiced Ada, Lily Go, that felt more like someone being like this, again, hiding behind her race and all that.
That was a terrible response. That was a fucking terrible response.
Yeah, did you see the actual response then?
No, just what you said in the chat, but like, it's a racist thing. Like, nah, I'm not playing that game.
I know, claiming that, the reason why people are criticizing me, I could take some criticism, but it's clearly because of insensitive casting. Weren't you the one who's saying that you based your performance in the Welcome to Raccoon City off of the past performances? Now you're throwing them under the bus because people were you didn't like people compared you to them? What do you think was going to happen when you took the video game role?
Yeah, that's so silly to me.
And then claiming how, I don't want to be an Asian stereotype of the sexy, mysterious Asian. You're being a femme fatale. That's what Ada's known for being. You want to just completely rework the character. And unfortunately, some of these actors have been shown. In this instance, this is one, I should say, in her case, it's unfortunate. In other cases, it actually worked where some of these voice actors did have influence on the game. The actress who voiced Claire, I think I mentioned, had influence because she's from a biker family to actually change the outfit to more suit an actual biker. And she was the one who said if Claire gets emotional, she should be allowed to curse.
Right.
So in that case, it worked.
She was not allowed to curse?
No, they just avoided cursing before. And even the original actress Allison Court wished she could have had her curse, but Capcom back then didn't allow it.
Right. Well, I mean, I get it. But her famous words are, is that a personal attack or something? I think that's funny. I guess that's just being a smartass. That's what I mean. She's just that very sarcastic, almost dry humor tone. I like it.
Gary, seriously, you could see how the other actors from one interview defines everything.
I mean, I get what Gary was saying, but again, it goes with that sarcastic tone. I really am not. I really try not to be. I should say try not to be that judgmental person. And if I if she hasn't personally done something to me, if she hasn't personally attacked me, if she hasn't came off and like, I don't care. I'm not offended. I've not even seen the first movie. It's not that important to me, but I was very surprised when I knew it was going to be a female villain, but I thought this is going to come off a little dickish. I thought it was going to be a little bit more important.
That's true. But I'll say this. The fact of the matter is, so much I hear about complaints are pure speculation and insider information.
I mean, she's not very charismatic, I'll say that. But
true.
Again,
yep, sorry.
I was going on what I was saying earlier was if you're going to do this massively shared universe, all characters, and this is something that I'll constantly praise Walking Dead for doing very well. All characters have to have their own voice. This is her unique, very stoic, dry, sarcastic voice, and that's fine. There is lovable female characters. Look at Wanda or She-Hulk. These are lovable characters. But you need a range. You need a range of personalities.
I agree. But the problem is this. Do you want the person who was supposed to be their lead female character to be the stoic bitch face?
Batman is the lead in DC, and he has stoic dick face.
But he's still showing he can still be caring and get stuff done. And a lot of times, that's an act.
Sure.
In Batman's case. In her case, it's not an act.
I don't know. I haven't seen the first movie. So, like I said, your opinion is more informed than mine.
Well, I would say this. I've seen Brie actually be charismatic and act really good in other movies. I still remember when Ingrid and I watched Kong Skull Island, which she was in. We're like, why couldn't she act more like this in Captain Marvel?
Yeah, and that's a shame, and I'm sure that was a lot. Do you remember who directed the first movie?
Hold on, let me check. I do know.
It's not super important. I'm just saying it probably could be. It probably could be some of the direction.
I do remember it was written by committee. Yeah, it was definitely written by committee, but it was Anna Bowden, Ryan F. and K. Fleck.
No idea. No fucking clue. So I don't know. I'll give it a chance. It's not a go to the movie theater for me, but it looks much more interesting and much more fun than the first movie.
There was another role that Brie did where she was having this emotionless case, but even there she came off more charismatic even then. That was in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah. Not the same.
That one, she was doing a similar role, being a stoic person, almost an emotionless person, but you still felt for her. You still had this charisma about her. It felt like Captain Marvel was her character from Scott Pilgrim was all that stripped.
Paul does have a good point. It's the Batman has the charisma, whereas she doesn't.
Yeah,
you know what, Reese? Here's the thing. I'm not as much as people want to pretend I am not this big MCU person. I watch what I like and what I enjoy. So those two characters maybe Yelena. Yelena's a lovable character. I would say she was probably
Girl Loki. Girl Loki.
Yeah, Sylvia, and then you've also got in this movie, I think the most lovable, adorable fucking character is Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, apparently this one is Nia DaCosta, who did the Candyman remake.
Yes, I haven't seen that either, so I can't pretend like
But look, I'm just saying, with this, I feel people blow up so much of Brie out of proportion. I think that that they basically, it's like they keep on thinking she's this big relevant talking point, that she's this huge I am woman, hear me roar, you must bow down and do whatever I say, Hollywood type person, when she's clearly not. She never was.
Thank you so much, Max. 7 out of 10 for me is being a little bit, I would say a little bit gracious. I would say like 6 out of 10. It looks fun.
Oh yeah, look at what Bianca just brought up.
It looks fun. It looks like it's going to be a lot more fun than the first one to me.
Yeah.
And it might be actually worth seeing. Whereas I know a lot of people use the excuse that, what was it? Captain Marvel was wedged in between Endgame and whatever. You didn't have to see the movie. You didn't have to. It wasn't even really connected. I remember when my sister showing me a collab with Brie and some other girl on YouTube who does yoga.
Video.
The live chat, the people who didn't like Brie and spammed how much she sucked. Of course they did, because that's not harassment. It's only harassment if you're doing it to a liberal. Duh, Bianca.
But here's the other thing. The last thing I'm going to say was like that moment when there's like, are we like a team? No, we are not a team. That, if this was the first movie, she would have been like, we're not a team. She wouldn't have been like, no, we are not a team. And that would have been, that's the big difference. That delivery there. The first movie, she would have just been this, again, like, we're not a team. You know what I mean? Like that. But then in this movie, again, she's just all like, no.
I mean, it looks, I will say she was the weakest one in the trailer. I think that's fair to say. I think definitely Miss Marvel is...
Yes, we were.
Well, a little bit after 10, but here's the thing. I love Miss Marvel. I loved that show. So good. And a lot of people missed out on that one, and it was a shame because it was really, really good. Like, I love She-Hulk, but I think I go back and forth with this, but I think it was the best of those Disney Plus series. Oh, you know what? No, I can't say that because Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, I don't know if that's connected, but that one is the best.
I don't think that's connected.
That one is the best. That one's so good. But
Miss Marvel's reaction to the cat, that felt like that was a real reaction, like, ah!
No, it's so good though.
I know. How would you react if you were in that position? You see this cat and this cat just goes, roar! You'd be like, ah!
Yeah. She's a great actress. I love her as an actress. I think she's very
I say this to those
energetic and very expressive.
For those who say she's over the top, what do you expect from a kid that age? Do you expect them to be just young adults already?
No, I think, and yeah, she's literally a kid. So I'm not sure I really care too much, but again, I don't have a dog in this fight like other people. I haven't seen the first one.
I will agree with Samuel on that one. That one I can agree. No, the other one. Well, I can agree with both statements. Yeah.
Captain Marvel destroyed key moment. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They retconned it, didn't they?
Last time I trust someone, I lost an eye. Yeah, that last time, that person with the cat who scratched his eye out. I was like, really? That I hate comedic retcons like that, where it's basically you had this serious moment in one movie that was more serious, and then it's revealed, womp womp, he's lying.
I mean, that's silly to me. I know comics do retcons all the time, but that was kind of silly.
Yeah, that's a case where you just took a serious moment. Somebody was like, which made sense for the character, then you revealed, oh, it was this alien cat that did it, and he trusted this cat.
Jessica, good morning. If you really did like She-Hulk, you're gonna love Miss Marvel. It's very, very familial. It's very, very wholesome. And there are a couple things that are unbelievable, like the woman becoming the leader of the mosque and stuff like that. But other than that, it was really, really just a straight superhero story origin.
By the way, Paul Berry, fanfic the movie. Isn't that a lot of adaptations anyway? Very fanficky.
Oh yeah. And I don't. People use that excuse all the time, so it's kind of like, tell me why. Tell me, give me examples. That's what I want to know.
Comics fanfics when two moments that you had fans of the material joining in.
Wait, what? Say that one more time.
I said, first of all, Hooded, none. But second of all,
he's like, not this morning, Hooded. Not this morning. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But as I was saying is that didn't comics become fanfic the moment fans started writing them?
I mean, in definition, yeah.
Yeah, by definition, it became fans writing it and bringing their own ideas to it.
Good morning, Jesse. Yeah, I agree. It's a kind of a lame excuse. Like, it's just like woke to me. Like, give me examples of what's bad instead of just using buzzwords. I'm not trying to be mean at all. Who said it? Paul, I'm not trying to be mean, but tell me why. Like these are just ways to dismiss real arguments, and I want real arguments.
Okay, last thing to you, Gary. Last thing. Look, yes, she came off like a bitch in the first movie. Yes. But you cannot deny that in her cameo in Shang-Chi and all that, and what it looks like in the trailer, they are trying to course correct. Why not wait and see just how I'll do? And okay, Paul, no, she was not a self-insert like that.
No, she was just a character she created, and honestly, I liked it. Like I like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was actually. Didn't Miss Marvel sold really, really well?
Yes, it did. And I'm saying, oh yeah, people keep denying that. There's a reason why people were saying she was the Spider-Man level character for that generation. They weren't wrong. Because they expected it to be it was one of those cases where it expected to be a miniseries. Wasn't going to go anywhere. It took off and just got stealthily made into an ongoing, and it did well until Civil War II.
Yeah. And the character, I don't read any of Miss Marvel now, but I do think that it's a character I could get into if it had somebody like Eve Ewing or something along those lines on the character. It would just depend. I honestly am more interested. I'm more interested in Moon Girl. I love Moon Girl ever since that Disney Plus show. It's so fucking good, and it's getting ignored.
I think we've been overly focused on Miss Marvel. Are there any other controversies?
Well, let's answer. Let's see what Reese has to say here.
I do not believe in the MCU, dude, unless you were being serious yesterday. If you were being serious saying there should be no female-led movies, I can't tell if you were trolling or not.
He had to be trolling.
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell with Reese.
That's fair. No, the MCU is just bullshit, to be fair.
It is.
I showed that on my community post, and I missed one, Jessica Jones. I was going to say Drew. But the men in the MCU outweigh the women 4-1, almost 4-1. So no.
And again, how many of these characters actually have been replacing them? Wasp is still partners with Ant-Man.
And that's how it was in the comics.
She has not taken over the mantle or anything. Not even his daughter. She's joined up, but he's still the main lead. Thor, look what happened there with Jane. She's dead at the end of the movie. Even again, with She-Hulk, Bruce is still viable. He's still around. We're just introducing her. Monica is still there. And this is just a sequel to their other movies. So of course, we're going to still have the female lead. What, you would think, oh, it's Captain Marvel, we should just replace her with the dude now? Is that what you want, Reese?
Yeah, I don't get it. No, the MCU is kind of just buzzwords for the internet.
Yeah. It's basically saying they don't want.
Hi, Paul. Thank you for stopping by. Have fun at work.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying, and it's just like they just don't want the females to be in the lead.
Oh, Raymond mentions Werewolf by Night. That one was great. That one was so good.
Another guy, another dude.
Yeah, that one was really, really well done, and I hope they do more like that. We need a Man-Thing series. Stat. I love that character in it. Their dynamic was really, really well done. Even with the little bit we saw of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was so well done, and I love the aesthetic. I loved everything about that show.
There's also the ladies in Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on, there's plenty of ladies in the MCU that are not dominating. Again,
Drax is gonna totally die, though.
No, I think Rocket's gonna die.
Rocket? Why?
Because he's the main emotional crutch of it.
Yeah, but doesn't Batista want out of the MCU?
They're going to bring finality to the characters in this. They're going to close the door. I don't think they need to kill him to do that.
That's fair. But I mean, this is it for the Guardians, no matter what.
Yeah,
so
no matter what. And I think this was meant to be the finale anyway.
Yeah. So I just confirmed Tristan wants more Man-Things. And you know what the thing is when I seen Man-Thing, I my mind goes to DC. So I'm like, yes, I love Swamp Thing. I think he's such a good character. I think I could get into that character over at Marvel if they would do more Man-Things. More Man-Things.
Right. So, anyway, what's the next controversy?
Oh, this was actually a question for you specifically. Oh. Because this is
Mario, right?
I have not seen the movie, so maybe light spoilers ahead. But okay, so here's the thing. I'm seeing the dynamic between, like, actually, I will say it's refreshing to see like these right-wing anti-SJW YouTubers disagree on anything. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of refreshing that they can think outside like the step, line what you're allowed to think. But I did see a video pop up yesterday from Tim Pool. You sent the
I saw it. Yes.
You sent the tweet yesterday too. It's not woke.
It's definitely not woke. If you know anything, Raymond, as far as I know, and it's not officially in the movie, but it is still canon in official lore. Their names are Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't get why people hate female. Like, the weird thing to me about this is people hate female superheroes for, I don't know if it's for being female, if it's the writing, if it's whatever reason their specific reason is.
Originally it was the writing, but now it's just simply they're assuming if they're going to have a female in there, it's going to automatically suck.
But the thing is I remember a time when guys loved seeing women in spandex, and now they want to see only guys in spandex. I remember a time.
Everything we said. Reese missed everything we said.
Go figure. But it's weird to me, right? Like, wouldn't you want to see pretty girls? I don't know. Okay. Maybe that's just me.
Ruben put it best. It's not woke, but it's not anti-woke either. Then it doesn't go out. It's just fun. That's all it is. It doesn't make any anti-woke statements, and nor is it woke. I mean, yeah, Bowser is a simp, but it's one of those games where you're like, yeah, we know that about him.
So does Princess Peach, and again, mild spoilers, just to warn you guys. Does Princess Peach get kidnapped?
She does, but not in a snatch way. It's more of it's more like a don't torture my toes, I'll give up. But even then, she was planning on getting out, which she has been shown in prior stuff like the old Nintendo Power comics, that even if she is captured, she'll try and find a way to rescue herself. It's just sometimes that Bowser still has too many forces for her to deal with.
I mean, so why are people thinking, okay, it's not woke, but it's not anti-woke either. Here's the thing. That just means it's a fucking movie. Go and enjoy yourself.
Exactly. They want to find it. Because here's the other thing is, I think they've assumed, based off of the misconception that all Peach is like, help, I'm helpless, help. No, she's not always helpless. She's usually more a pacifist in some version at least, but in other versions we've seen her kicks all kinds of ass. It's just that Bowser has the bigger forces. Yeah, Reba's right. Super Princess Peach. Now, granted, a lot of her powers there are based on her emotions. Like one of her,
that's hilarious.
Her crying so hard that tears come out.
That is so bad. That's so bad, but also fucking hilarious. If emotions, and this is coming from a female, it's sexist. I can say it. Deal with it. If powers could come from the emotions of a female, I would be the most powerful bitch on this planet. Like, I cry at the drop of a hat sometimes. Like, not even, no, okay, it's not that bad. I'm being hyperbolic.
I'm gonna find a hat and drop it. Like,
no, like, I little things make me cry. Like, little touchy moments, little sweetnesses, little kindnesses that I see, because that feels like a lot of that's gone in the world. Or watching, a movie, or watch like the third episode of The Last of Us. Of course, tears through the whole fucking thing.
here's what I think people were expecting. I think they were going to expect Mario to just show up and then be told, "Help us! Our princess has been captured. I don't know who she is, but I'm going. Let's go." I think that's what some people were expecting. Her to just be this helpless victim who's, for some reason, the ruler of the kingdom, and yet she's just constantly being kidnapped, and Mario has to be the only man to save her. But the fact they actually had her be a badass who's able to keep up and teach Mario, which I should point out was just a montage.
Did you call him a nobody and said he was nobody or nothing or something along that line?
Okay, that did bother me. That bothered me a bit. Even Ingrid and I, we could have felt like, but it's more of a case where they just like, who's he? She doesn't want to have time to explain. She just want to get going. So like, he's no one, and everyone just cheers. Yeah, that was a cringe moment. That was one moment.
So this woke movie isn't destroying. I mean, this non-woke movie, anti-woke movie isn't destroying the whole woke Disney-fied.
No. Okay. It is outsell. It beat Frozen for biggest box
Frozen
office.
2.
Frozen 2. Yes, it beat Frozen 2. So yes, it is kicking Disney's ass, but because it's a fun movie, not because it's anti-woke.
And because it's fucking Mario. It's Mario.
Yes, and I think the other thing is, it's now, if anti-woke means having no wokeness in there, then yes, it's anti-woke. But I don't think that's what some people mean when they
well,
mean
if you called it, there's no such. Let's be real. There's no woke. There's no anti-woke. It's a movie with either good consistent writing, or it's a movie that's got problems, plot holes, and issues. Now, here's my thing. If you're saying it's not anti-woke or whatever you want to say, wouldn't that mean that she would have explained who Mario was? She would have been the one that got taken.
First of all, it was the pacing problem. Was that one thing to saying he's no one? That was a cringe stud moment, but it didn't last. That was just one moment. Move on.
Yeah, and
as far as
that's fair, but here's the thing. If this was any other movie, they'd be focusing on that moment and calling it woke because of it.
If it was not doing so well at the box office and everything, yes, they would hyper focus on that one scene. It would be just like Batman's a fascist, things like that. Or if that was in the trailer, they would have focused on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it as an issue.
I agree with that. Being too sensitive is not really an excuse.
No, I don't look at. I understand people like.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Wanting good entertainment, but being too sensitive to me is not an excuse. You know that this woke excuse, I mean, has been overused to death at this point. Yep. And I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, it's nonsensical to me to use that as an excuse. Tell me what is good. Just like I said with Captain Marvel. Tell me what is good. Tell me what is bad. Tell me what your real criticisms are. Because saying something is woke or something along that lines is not a real criticism.
Yeah, exactly. But again, Octavia, we're talking about that anyway.
But it made fucking bank. It made bank. Box office flop equals woke. Right, yep. yeah. That's pretty much how it goes.
Unless it became a hit, but they still had issues with apologies. So it's like, oh, they manipulated. It's fake. They bought the seats, things like that.
Here's the thing. Didn't they say that about
Captain Marvel?
Avatar? Well, Avatar, and that made what, $2 billion?
Oh yeah, and then they were starting to be like,
yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just having a woman, black guy, or gay person doesn't make a movie automatically woke or good.
Exactly.
It's exactly, Jesse.
Now,
exactly.
That could still lead to a case where if it was just a diverse casting and the person shouldn't have gotten a role, then it shows that can be a problem. But that's more of a case of wokeness affecting production, not being a woke movie. That's a difference. There is a difference there.
Wait, say that one more time.
I said you can have wokeness affect production. That doesn't make it a woke movie. It just the wokeness made it a bad movie.
How does wokeness affect production?
What I mean is when you have someone that, for example, they're writing a script that shouldn't have been approved, but it was approved because they like the agenda, the message that was put into it that fit an agenda. There are some movies that are like that. I didn't say they were the ones that would be big hits.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you mean something like approved for ideological reasons, separate from like nerddom, like
yes,
like
exactly.
Okay, that's just. But also at the same time, if that's what they're going in at, is, to my understanding, the conversation I had with Tony from McGee Getaway is it's only woke if something originally is changed. So like if it's,
I can understand that.
If it's basic IPs, then I don't know. Again, I'm trying to be more understanding to people's.
A prime example is The Last Jedi. That was changed, maybe not for
fair. I don't know about it, but I believe you.
But not for wokeness, but because Rian Johnson wanted to subvert expectations and piss people off, so he changed it to the point where even Mark Hamill was ticked off at how they handled Luke, because even he knew this isn't what Luke would do. So he had to come up with his own headcanon to justify it, even though he knows that would never be canon. That is a prime example of something that is changing fundamentally the entire franchise just for the sake of what the director or what the agenda is.
I want to address this. Mark's talking about Red Sonja and Vampirella. I like Red Sonja. Yeah, I'm not I used to really like those characters. I did. They haven't been done very well. I know they're doing like the bigger universe stuff, and like I really like, if you like Red Sonja and Vampirella, you should check out Cherish, which is done by Sean Gordon Murphy's wife. Really, really solid book. It's actually edited by Joe Corallo too. And then what the other one? I think it's called Nia, I believe. Really, really good book too. But there's some stuff at Dynamite. Cherish is great. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. There's some stuff at Dynamite right now that I am not a big fan of, and it's really a shame because they're really good characters. Like, they redid. Oh my god, I can't remember her name. The Jungle Girl.
Oh, Ashina.
Yes, and they put her in the real world, and it just was, oof. It was not well done, but
basically it was like any of those movies where a character comes to the real world.
Yes, and it's really, it was not well done. Like I tried checking out the more recent runs of Barbarella, and I was still in the same boat. But Cherish, I love, and I believe it was called Nia. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I would say that Jesse makes a perfect example.
Read it while I look it up.
If Back to the Future was remade with Marty being Mexican or a girl, but changed nothing else, it doesn't automatically make the film woke. It's just lazy writing to cash in on a popular franchise. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with stuff like Little Mermaid. That's just a lazy writing to cash in on something everyone adores. That's all it is.
There is
but back to Mario quickly. No, it's not woke at all. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great stuff. And again, I'm surprised these guys aren't complaining about Bowser being a simp, even though he has been a simp wanting Peach. But it's one of those cases where, yeah, he wants Peach, but he's not realizing there's nothing about him that she would want. Like he's saying, like, marry me and we'll rule the kingdom together. No. Or I'm going to sacrifice all these people into the lava to show my love for you. Why do you think I would like that?
Why can I not find what this is called? This is crazy. I know it starts with an L or an N. I'm almost positive, but I can't find it. It was really, really good. It had a crossover with Vampirella in like the 3rd issue, and I was a little disappointed about that.
I want to point out also with it, Mario. yes, there's actually flirting between, or like there is sparks of chemistry between Mario and Peach. But a lot of that is done not because they want to force a romance, but because it's trying to egg on Bowser to become jealous and paranoid.
That's not very nice.
Well, it's not that they're doing intentional on their part. It's more from the writing point of view of it. And then, so yeah, Peach. Here's the other thing also with Mario. We set up he's unskilled but strong. We see a sequence before he even meets up with Peach that shows he can handle himself in a lot of regards. All she did was just put him through this test and everything, and he was able to eventually figure out. He was basically adjusting to how the world worked. He was great in the real world, but he had to adjust to the Mushroom Kingdom. He wasn't going to be strong out the back. And also, Peach was learning since she was an infant how to be this good. So, of course, she's going to be a natural at it. He just got here, a grown man. It's going to take him a little while. But the fact that he figured out overnight when it took her years to figure out should tell you Mario was a fast learner.
Oh, it sounds like he was a Mary Sue.
And only that, though, Peach did screw up big time. I'll say this. During one fight, she ignites King Bomb. He's a walking bomb. And then he's like, uh-oh. But then she's flinched right next to him after she landed because she saw something was breaking, that she left herself wide open to getting blasted.
I mean, I think it's just a movie that people enjoy and they're using it for their own personal agenda. I think that's really kind of what it comes down to. If you want to bitch about woke stuff, then you're bitching about the movie. If you want to bitch about anti-woke stuff, then you're bitching about the movie. It has become everything that's released that's relatively popular has become usable to many in the culture war. And that's just how it is.
Reese, she got it. Yeah, she admits it. She got it right away. But by that time, when she did the obstacle course, they had raised her. They didn't have her do the obstacle course as a baby. That's not what she said at all. All right.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
Well, I'm just saying, they never specified that she did the obstacle course as a baby. Clearly, they had her do the obstacle course when she was old enough, meaning she had trained in everything for that moment, and then got it right the first time.
Sure, by today's standards, God is woke because he is perfect. Of course, duh.
I don't believe God is perfect.
Duh. But yeah, I like I said, I just think it's a lot of the
Reese.
It's a people's personal agenda.
Okay, but Reese, she said it, but she didn't say that she did it for a time as a baby. She said she got it the first time she did the obstacle course. You're just assuming that meant she did it as a baby and did it right the first time. That's not, I don't think that makes any sense.
Sunstone would be a good movie. Oh my God, Sunstone would be so good, but it would be so bad at it would be so hard to do in today's society. People would see first polyamory and then of course two women in a relationship, and no matter how dirty it got, they would still go, it is woke. It is. I love Steven Sajak. He's amazing. So let's do our top fives of the week. If we have any time at the end, we'll talk a little bit more controversy. But yeah, I honestly enjoy the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the movie. Stop letting other people make up agendas in your fucking head about
Agreed.
What this movie is or what this isn't. Watch it and see it for yourself.
I have zero runner-ups.
I have zero runner-up either. Oh my God, it's such a bad week, you guys. Like, I think my top books this week are like one's a pity throw-in. One's a pity throw-in. I'm not gonna lie. My number 5. Is this your number 5?
Yeah.
But the agenda nerd out, yeah. Exactly. I think Saki did a really good. Saki's been on fire lately. And she did a really good stream, I believe it was yesterday, calling out the people that are so obsessed with negativity and how much it sells. And then she did she's done a couple. One about Did you see the Bud Light stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I looked at the stocks 2 days in a row to see if this narrative that was being painted about them losing money because they have used a trans influencer, and none of it's true. The stocks have been fucking better. Like,
well, hey, did you see that one bit? Apparently, a transphobe, bought so much Bud Light just to run over with a steamroller, and it's like, you realize you just made him a lot of money doing that, right?
A lot. Like, okay, yep, go buy your Bud Light to ruin it. I mean,
that's your right. That's your right to do it.
Yeah, that's absolutely. But you're missing the point of not buying the beer. I just think it's so funny how people get so upset at and here's the thing. I do think that a lot of people judge what they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of admitting they don't understand something, they basically the lack of understanding leads to a bit of fear and a little bit of anger sometimes. So they're judging somebody like a trans influencer because they don't understand their lifestyle. But that is not an excuse to attack and hate and be vitriolic. Mm-hmm. But it's going to happen anyways. But I was just, for 2 days in a row, I was just checking the stocks to see if they were up or down, and they have been not substantially up. But
we haven't seen them around a while.
Undead Quinn, welcome. They have been up. It is, I mean, them using a trans influencer is definitely working for them monetarily.
All right, anyway.
Yes, your number 5 book, The Batman.
134. You want to know why it's on here?
Because it was a bad week.
Well, that, but also Ghostmaker.
Yeah, Ghostmaker on Venom.
Yep, that's the main reason why I put him on here. I mean, it's a very good story. I'm still curious on where does it go, but I put it on here because of Ghostmaker.
It's on my list too, to be fair. But why else did you enjoy it?
Oh, I like the artwork, and I also like how he actually he relearned the voice. Batman relearned the Batman voice.
I didn't know he lost it. I read the book. I didn't even realize that.
Yep, and we have Superman here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is just an interesting world, but I'm also still loving how when he's handling when Zdarsky's writing on Tim, because it feels like he gets it. He gets Tim more than Megan Fitzmartin ever does.
Oh, everybody gets Tim more than Megan Fitzmartin ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent. It was a this week book. It wouldn't have made it on my list either any other week.
I love him seeing his
parents,
his mom.
No, it's my number 4. Okay.
Yeah, him seeing his mom again.
Well, I'll just talk about it now. It's my number 4, but I also liked I didn't read the toy box. The backup. No, I'm not really, like, it just depends. I'm not a big fan of the backups, but I also like that our reveal for what do they call it? The red hooded guy?
Oh,
I don't remember, but obviously I should have realized it, but it was Joker the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And my mind was going to, like, Black Mask, John Paul Valley, like, who could this be? And I don't know if I was kind of surprised, but also disappointed that it was Joker at the same time, because I'm super over Joker. You're way too high for that.
Right.
Yeah, here we go. He's tired. He wants this Joker, basically, his whole reason for doing this and fucking with the multiverse and everything is because he saw Batman, Bruce Wayne's version of the Joker, and wants to be unconstrained like him in a way.
Yep. Well, I'm just curious on where they're going with it.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as good as it started with the failsafe stuff, but we're still in the failsafe stuff. That's why he's there.
Yep. But the fact that we're seeing more and more that this world is a messed up world, that failsafe did not send him to a proper world.
No, it's definitely not a proper world. But it's still, like, I hate to, like, drive this point home, but it's only on my top book of the week simply because...
Oh, yeah. I agree.
It was a bad week. Like, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? We were talking about comics the whole stream because it was such a good week. Holy crap. And then they have a banger week like that, and then this week was just kind of weak as fuck. Yeah. So all right, my number 5 book is Rogue and Gambit.
Really? Weren't you jumping on the first issue?
I mean, yeah. But it did get better. And honestly...
I want to do something to Samuel quickly. Chip the Dark's going to be on there until 2025. We all thought Jeremy Adams was going to stay on Flash for much longer. Plans can change.
Oh, for sure. But this book, okay, I will say it still has the same issues that I did not enjoy about it previously. And that is that Gambit is a joke. I mean, it's irritating because Gambit is such a good character. Like,
everything's hot, Matt Sultan. Rogue is hot.
And Carlos Gomez art, you cannot argue with this. You cannot argue with this. But they get their powers taken away because of the situation in number 1. And this panel, this is so good. They finally realize that they can touch and they have a little fun time.
Of course.
I love it. And then there's a point here where they're looking for somewhere to go, right? And I didn't realize, how much do you know about Manifold?
None.
I was going to say, like, they were talking like he was this big Avenger level hero. And I'm like, okay.
No clue.
Good morning, 8 and 8. I didn't know he was this big hero, but okay. But they find this town, like this dumpy ass town that they think everybody is going to hate them in, right? Because they go in and everybody's like silence, like, who the fuck are these people? And this guy's like all pissy, and then they realize that these people love them. Like, they're like, you saved the world before, like, and so they have this fun time. I thought that was really cool because
I love that. That is a very X-Men thing to do.
And it is. And for being so far out of the X-Men, so far removed for so long, I will say I like the format. I like the formatting though. Like, we get little snippets of other stuff. There's so many books involved, I'm not going to read it. T'Challa shows up, and I am not a big fan of T'Challa.
Really did?
Yeah. Yes, Undead Quinn. Sorry. These are books from last week. We always do it like on New Comic Book Day for the week before, so there's no thank you, Jessica, for stopping by. So there's no spoilers for the week. But T'Challa's super big dick. He wants Manifold back.
Right.
And they fight, and again, this was my big issue with it, is that he's incompetent. He needs Rogue to save him. There's not a competent bone in his body. And what's even worse about it, okay, this actually did bug me. Like, I know Rogue is not, Gambit is not a hero, right?
Oh no, he tied her up.
Mm-hmm. He tied her up.
We don't know what's a Manifold, Raymond.
He tied her up and he set the place on fire because he knew T'Challa would save her. And Rogue's pissed, obviously pissed, but maybe it's because I've been out of X-Men for so long, but it just did not feel like
it didn't. It doesn't.
And then the big reveal here at the end is that they need Forge.
Yep, that's Forge.
And That's pretty much it. Like it would have not made my top books of the week if it were not for the last week. And what's Forge's powers? Why do they need Forge?
Forge makes technology. Any weapon you can think of, he usually can make.
That's what I thought, but I mean, that's basically what they say here. That was the big reveal, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, I got my number 4, and I know that since you did yours, I can skip to my number 3 afterwards.
Yep. Let me remove this. But it was okay. It was better than issue number 1, and I'm gonna give it a chance just because I absolutely love. These are my 2 favorite X-Men. I want the book to be good.
Yep. Number 4, Joker, the Man Stopped Laughing, entirely for Manhunter.
Oh.
Yep, we see Kate Spencer at an AA meeting talking about how she used to drink a lot, and eventually she gave up drinking and started doing heroing, but even then it just felt like it was filling a void in her life, and she feels like she's losing herself. Eventually then leads to almost the entire issue here is her dealing with one of the Jokers.
I should probably read this book. I don't though.
Yeah, I understand, but yeah, look at it. She eventually gets, she gets on a motorcycle, knocks the guy off and runs out, goes after them, in a big car chase and everything. And then eventually she's actually able to catch up. Oh, we see the other Jokers with Solomon Grundy. But eventually she stops him and, oh, look at that artwork.
Let me look. I'm bringing. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And is this series, like, I've only read the first couple issues. Is this series worth going back and rereading?
I'll let you know in another issue.
There we go. That's fair.
But now remember, Kate is a character who's willing to kill.
Right.
And well, what's she ready to do? It's like, what are you gonna do? Drown me? Yes. You can't drown me, the LA River. You can't do it. It's only 4 inches deep. Oh, and the backup story deals with Joker running for president, and then it turns out people are trying to assassinate him, but he keeps on putting in dummies.
So I did look at the backup stories. I love the last little bubble there.
Oh, which one?
It kind of felt like it was
this one.
Where he's got. Hold on, let me. No. Is that it? There's what? Where he's got the king thing on.
Oh, that's way down here. Yep, right here.
Yeah, and he's like.
Yeah, like, for American readers anyway.
Yeah, and then he's like, forget Constitute, or what did he say? Just goes to show that in politics as well as comics, or comedy, that you really got to know your audience. I thought that was funny.
Yep.
Yeah, Undead Quinn said, what the fuck's wrong with Gambit morals? Yeah, I was really shocked at that too. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, that just doesn't feel like a Gambit move.
But anyway, my number 3 is Icon versus Hardware, number 2.
Oh, I didn't read this either. See, it could have been a better week if I would have just done. I was so behind. We actually had to put the stream off a day. I need to read this too.
Right, but yeah, this one, things are just amping up more and more between Icon and Hardware. Icon basically has been. It's believed that Rocket is dead, and without her, he has lost it.
Wait.
That's what according to.
I thought Rocket was at that. Oh no,
she is in a different time and point in history.
Oh, okay.
So we're seeing basically things are going to be fixed eventually, but at this point we're seeing how history is going with her dead.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's all about trying to prevent it from happening eventually. I love the artwork here, but at the very end, we find out who's behind it all. It's Vandal Savage.
Oh my God! I've been saying lately that Vandal needs more love.
See, Vandal Savage is the one behind it.
That is awesome.
So the DC universe is coming into the Milestone universe, and there's a reason why it's called Worlds Collide. That's what they originally called the first crossover between the two.
That is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna be reading this. I did read issue number 1, but that's why I was behind, but that's awesome. Vandal's such a good villain. They need to use him more often.
All right, so what's your number 3?
Oh yeah. Let me bring it up on the screen. I have everybody's favorite character, Jon Kent.
That's my number 2. That's my number 2.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
What about both then?
This was really, okay, I love this.
If Tavia, if you're still here, we know you wish that we had more with Ultraman. We get it.
But we do see Ultraman.
Yeah, but we didn't. But the fact that it's so short.
I mean, but it's not Ultraman's book.
That's true.
I love this. And he's like, "Did you miss me?" And he's like, please, I can't stay here anymore. He's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" Like, he's so fucking evil. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Jon. And we get some really awesome. I love these moments between Jay and Lois because we haven't seen them really interact too much.
Mm-hmm.
But he needs advice, right? She's been on Superman's side. They've been together for so long that she knows how to deal with the pain of him being gone or hurt. And Jay just doesn't. Jay just doesn't. And he said, do you have any advice, besides just staying busy? And she said, make him promise to come back. Superman never breaks a promise. I love that. And I think it's such a good way to show like their relationship because when he does go to leave, he does, where's it? Right here. He's like, hey, promise me you'll come back home. And he's like, I promise. I thought that was so cute.
Well, that was only because Lois advised him to do it. So you think Superman won't break a promise if you tell him, have him promise.
That's exactly what I just said, Robert. That's exactly what I just said. But they end up going to another Earth.
It's the Injustice Earth. We just don't know it yet.
Yep. So we're introducing the injustice concept here. Next issue is going to be all in that world, and I am so fucking happy.
Yep. But we also have to be that Velzad and Red Tornado are stuck in the fan zone, and because Jon, for his own actions, got him stuck in there.
How? Wait, what? No, he didn't. Did he?
Yes, he did. Ultraman
Lois is dead. I mean, she's not really, but
no. She's just a robot, and she's still a robot, and she just shut down. But and hey, she's still reacting. She's still reacting when the fan zone projected about to zap them. So it clearly shows her still life. But then what does Jon do? Shoot him with his heat vision and shorted it out.
Yeah, but he was gonna shoot him anyway. Like, I don't think this is Jon's fault.
True, but yeah, Jon takes him down, but was one punch.
Why is Red Tornado a girl? Well, this is a different Red Tornado. That's Lois Lane Red Tornado from Earth 2. Yeah.
Yeah, the New 52 Earth 2. But yeah, Injustice Superman shows up and just
like, I love it because it's so like I've joked around. They have an awesome fight here, but well, before we get to that, we get to see a little bit more of his new powers also.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually is it's from the Lazarus stuff, right?
Yeah, and it's what turns the tide.
And I love it. He's like, you think compassion is weakness? And he said, I can't think of anything weaker than only caring for yourself. I thought that was a great line too.
Yep.
And why also
wait,
weird?
Go back up. Go back up for a second. Practically invulnerable and still ruled by fear. And that all that power and absolutely no strength. Technically, he's also describing Injustice Superman there.
Well, yeah. And I love that I don't love it. Why does his suit change when he his clothes change when he gets his power?
I'm not sure, but it's the old electric blue Superman S.
Fucking Reese. Totally on Ultraman's side. That's hilarious. I would expect no different, Reese.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect no different. But it's still hilarious. And then basically He's not winning. He is not winning. And
look, I look at it this way. Why was it so short? Because there was only one of two options. Either one.
Wait, why was it so short? It was a normal size comic.
No. You basically had Jon meet up with Ultraman and already take him down right away because it's one of two.
He didn't take him down.
Oh, he's the one who made him weakened enough for Ultraman to snap his neck.
Dude, Ultraman just came in, Superman just came in.
Yeah, no, okay. He took him down hard with one punch to the point where even Ultraman admits that he's never been that, hit by anyone before.
What are you talking about, Robert?
Go on.
He did not take him down hard. He fought with him for pages upon pages, getting his ass kicked until his extra power kicked in, the electric blue power.
Can I finish explaining what
and then he hit him one time, and he still got up and tried to kick his ass.
May I explain what I meant? The fact that Jon was willing to go into the action, into the fight with him, showing not as much fear as you would think, telling you that there was one or two options they could have done with it. They could have stretched this out over multiple issues where Jon is going to be constantly in fear of Ultraman because of what he did, or he goes headlong in and faces him, and thus leading things to go down much faster than if they stretched it out.
Why? I mean, I get it, but like...
No, I'm saying this from a story writing perspective. You could have done one of those two options, and they chose to do the one where he went headlong into it instead of stretching it out with him being having to fight over his fear for Ultraman.
His new powers we're not really sure of. We've seen him twice now.
It's the electric powers.
It's the electric powers from, yeah. But
no. Do you get what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is that maybe I think I phrased everything poorly. What I'm trying to say is, from a writing perspective, I'm more trying to counteract when people like Tabor are saying this was way too short. Like, wait, that's it with Ultraman? That's it because there were the two options. Either you stretch out over the whole series, where it's Jon constantly being in fear of Ultraman having to get over it, or you have it be he goes headlong in.
Well, now he's going to be stuck in the Injustice universe without Ultraman situations taken care of, not by his hands. And now he's going to have to learn what Clark from this universe is like. And I'm guessing a lot of what we're going to see now is him trying to get out of the Injustice universe.
And I'll say this. He should have been, I think he would have been safer with Ultraman than Injustice Superman by comparison.
Yeah, and I think that's what this whole situation was, showing it went from bad to way fucking worse.
Mm-hmm. But you don't realize it's way worse yet.
And I love this because I always compare the Henry Cavill Superman to Injustice Superman, and this is literally what happened at the end of...
He gives him the Zod special.
He does. Like, straight up just cracks his neck, and he's like, "What's up, buddy?" And he recognized him right away. "You have your mother's eyes." And he starts crying because he lost his child, and he killed his child, technically.
Yep. Now, here's the thing, though. We already know from the Injustice Match of the Universe comic that even if he was given what he wanted, he wouldn't be satisfied because he would always be fearing of there'll be always something. Yes, they can survive that, but they'll die eventually. I can't allow that. I'm going to double down even more so.
Good morning, Warm Lily. I do think I would be disappointed if this led to, like, oh, he saw the light, blah, 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 blah. I don't want that.
I doubt it. I
doubt it too, but I would be very upset.
I know just how far gone he is.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I love Injustice.
Okay.
Best Elseworld story ever. Stop interrupting me.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Best Elseworld story ever told is Injustice, in my opinion. Just hands down, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad we're heading back to that Earth and actually getting to see what it would be like if Clark actually got to see his son.
Mm-hmm. I think that's also the reason why they took the Robo Lois off the board, because that would have affected him too. And they don't want, from a writing standpoint, probably didn't want that to happen yet.
I love it. I thought it was really, really well done. I can't wait for the next issue. That's like my biggest complaint about it.
What's next on your list now? Because that was my number 2.
Wait, what number was that for me?
That was number 3.
Okay, let me bring it up.
If it ends up being Flash, I'm out.
No, it's not Flash. Flash did not make my list. Are you kidding?
Oh.
No, it wasn't. I was so disappointed in this 1 Minute War. It was okay. It was okay. I think a lot of the win was taken out on my sale or whatever you want to say when they took Jeremy Adams off of the Flash, because it was like, okay. All right. I've got Hairball by Matt Kent and Tyler and Hillary Jenkins. I love this creative team. They're so, so good. Matt's such a nice guy too. Basically, this is a comic specifically made for me. Just gonna put that out there. It's about this girl that gets adopted, and what happens is, there's a stray cat shows up the same day she gets adopted. She's, her parents are basically, her adopted parents are trying to do anything to make her happy. She's very introverted, so they let her keep the cat. We find out this is not your average cat.
No,
right?
Really?
Yeah. And some of the ways that they depict the things like that the cat can do are fucking disgusting. Ugh. Just like really, really gross. But we find out that there's a lot of issues with this family. They couldn't have a baby. The mother, they both wanted kids, but it's clear that they made it so the mom was the one really invested in having kids, and the father is he's a dick. Uh-oh. Definitely emotionally and verbally abusive. We haven't I think he is physically abusive once. I believe so. He hates the cat. Oh, I love this. I want to show this. I love this little, the way that they do the cat, it's just the creepiness. Have you ever watched those videos where it's like, watch this celebrity turn into a lizard person. Watch their eyes. Have you ever seen those?
A little, yeah.
And that's kind of what this reminded me of. Like, watch Katy Perry's eye.
See ya, Mark.
Bye, Mark. But and that's what happens here. I really like it. But basically, it kind of comes down to the point where these two parents are just always fighting. This fucking cat right here, the mom's taking a bath, and this reminds me of those videos where it's like cats are assholes, but this is a much more dangerous situation. She's like, no, don't do that, and the cat just sits there and pushes it off.
Oh, no.
He just pushes it off, not to kill her, but just to break her radio. And I was just laughing because cats are dicks.
You think, though, he's going to push it into the tub.
Yeah, exactly. But, it doesn't. There's a lot more fighting in the family.
Right there. You hit me. I pushed you away.
Yes. Okay. So he was physically abusive. And then he also threatens the daughter quite a few times. To spank her, and I don't know, they don't show it, but these are the gross ass things that are coming from this. I don't know. We don't know too much about it. Even the hairballs are fucking disgusting. And they're kind of all over the place at this time. And he's so pissed about the cat. He hates the fucking cat. He blames everything on the cat. And one of these nasty ass hairball things.
What do you think, Undead Quinn? What do you think?
Once with wait, hold on. I don't know. One of these nasty ass hairball things ends up in his coffee. So gross, and it ends up though killing him.
Yeah, happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah, and it says that was only the beginning, and this is how we end it. So I'm kind of digging the aesthetic of it all. Like, it's creepy. The cat's eyes, see what I mean? Like they do the cat's eyes weird. I like it. I like the concept. I think hairballs are disgusting, but cats really don't do hairballs that much. But even so, maybe some of the more hairy ones do. I don't know, but it's interesting. And it's got that very horror dynamic of, fear with this cat. I love it. I'm excited for more. I think it's going to be a good series, and I love my indies. So
right.
So what do you have for number 2? 2, right?
Number 1. That was, you just did your number 2. I did my number 2. My number 2 was Jon.
Okay. What was your number? Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, you did your number 2.
No. I'm saying, what the fuck? Flash is your number 1 book?
You want to know why?
Yes, absolutely.
This is why.
Golden Beetle?
No, well that, but also they completely undid everything about Heroes in Crisis now.
Yeah. I guess that's a really good point.
Reverse everything. And turned out
I should have put this as my number 5 instead of Rogue and Gambit. I change it. I retconned it.
This connects back to everything from his first arc.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because he asked Gold Beetle to save everyone. So he actually, how did they do it? And what do you mean? When you were in Bart's body, you told me to save everyone. And he's utilizing something from Heroes in Crisis, the freaking cloning technology that was used to make the dead Wally body.
Yep.
They actually utilize that where you're like, why didn't they use that to save everyone else? Well, clearly he brought that up, and now, and these are all clones of them.
Good morning, Random. Good morning, silly girl.
So, yeah, that's the main reason, but of course that leads into everything else as they all join in to stop the fraction. And at the end, we find out they went back in time just enough for Iris to be saved.
Yeah, that was kind of my issue. There was no consequence to this whole thing.
Well, I think, but I also love this though. Like, is Jay in there? Yeah, then I can't. When Jay and I met for the first time, it's special. I don't want to ruin either of our memories of that. Besides, I had to drop a few of these guys back in their appropriate time. Try to make sense of all this weird continuity.
I love that, and I would say this was better than Rogue and Gambit. I forgot about this book when making my list. I do like that they undid Heroes in Crisis. I also love Gold Beetle and their straight agenda. But it wasn't a bad book. I do think them taking, I love that family moment. Go up real quick.
Yep.
Go up real quick.
Yeah, that is great.
I love that. I love that one. That panel is so good. And look we see more Baby Bump.
Oh, yep. I see that.
Maxine Baker. I love her.
Hey, Maxine is here.
We need more Maxine Baker. We need an Animal Man and his daughter book.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. I really do think that announcement of taking Jeremy off of the title was so damning, because now I'm looking at everything through more of a cynical lens, because I know, how long does he have left on the book?
Oh, he has, this was issue 96, so he only have 4 more.
4 more issues.
800, 4 more issues.
And that sucks. I'm not going to lie, that sucks. Jeremy Adams is the reason why I like Wally now more than I do Barry, where it was reversed before.
Mm-hmm.
I know I like Cy Spurrier a lot. I do. I hope, I think he can write the book. I just hope he keeps the family dynamic that we're so used to.
I know. This whole idea of it making a cosmic horror is what gets me worried.
Well, Cy can write horror. Cy can write cosmic. But the issue is it's been such a wholesome book for so long.
Oh, yeah. It's been wholesome since Chef John's became... Actually, no. It has not been diverted from anything since as far back as post-crisis. This is the first time they're doing such a drastic change of its genre since ever.
And I think that takes a lot of the steam out of the last couple issues. They should have waited for that announcement, in my opinion, just because this is 1 Minute War's over now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he's got to tell a story in basically 3 issues, because the 4th issue will be 800.
You have to rush Linda's pregnancy.
I mean, they could use the Speed Force for that, but are they going to have this baby now with this? The only thing I can think of is she's going to, have the baby and lead right into this horror thing where she has to be alone and he's trying to get back and freak out. Like, there's ways to do it. It just, Jeremy Adams was so perfect for this, and I'm gonna stand for Jeremy Adams. I don't care. I'm gonna stand it.
Yep, agreed. So
I love it though. How is this? You have terrible taste in comics.
Hey,
Poison Ivy.
Oh, really? You mean the cheater?
Yeah, that's beside the point. Also, whoever did this cover, I'm not really what's going on with the glasses here? Just the glasses look off. The glasses look off.
They do. Black Phoenix, I don't think Tom King's that upset. I think even he acknowledged. Oh, by the way, that first issue of Superboy is on DC Universe.
Oh yeah, I gotta read that. Was that any good?
It was decent.
Shut up. Shut up, Reese. Pot, meat kettle. Yeah. I know I have terrible taste too.
Another thing to Black Phoenix. Tom King will acknowledge if his books didn't do well. And he's openly acknowledged that, yeah, he just had a general idea. He didn't really, he was just assigned those characters to do with it. He didn't really want to do it.
Wait, huh?
In Heroes in Crisis, he was just assigned what characters to use.
He pitched it though.
But he didn't pitch it with those characters in mind. He pitched the general idea. And right. Like, okay, here are the characters you can use.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure then Gary, actually, she has been involved with the action while pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty typical in superhero comics.
She's fast because the kid is giving her the Speed Force. So it's not affecting, the Speed Force isn't affecting the kid, it's affecting her. So I think it's a case where as long as she kept up the speed and everything and didn't do stuff too dangerous, she was fine.
Noctera didn't come out this week, Samuel.
No, next week.
Yeah, next week. And I'm sure it'll be.
Even then, Gary, she did not in the comics fight crime. She went into retirement, and the crime came to her. I'm so tired of people making that, getting that mixed up and just assume, oh, she fought crime while pregnant. It's like, no, she didn't. She was going stir crazy because she was, like she felt so bored.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Linda quite involved in the action, so that doesn't bother me. So Poison Ivy number 11. I love this Poison Ivy book. G. Willow Wilson is fucking killing it. There are a few criticisms that are getting on my nerves. We're still dealing with the Lamia spores from what this is at this point is she's reaping what she sowed in the first arc of this. And she doesn't know how to undo it, or maybe she does. She hasn't figured out a way at least yet. I do felt like this art, it's been the same artist. Let me look who the artist is. Takara, Mariko Takara, I believe is the first name. This art felt very rushed compared to the last couple issues, which is a little irritating. But there was some spots that bugged me. It wasn't like the whole thing. But basically the Lamia is reigniting inside of them. And at the beginning here, and they're getting high again, right? Mushrooms.
Please tell me, why does she cheat on Harley?
That's my biggest criticism.
Why?
Because she's horny.
Hooded. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry.
So I like this. Like these women moments, they're really cute. Like her bitching about calories. That's so funny because I bitch about carbs. But her trying to figure out why everything makes her panic, why life kind of fucks with people in different ways. And I love this. I shared this on my community post because I love it. Why can't we be like this all the time? Why does it take mushrooms for us to be nice to each other?
Did she look a little like Harley? Maybe that could be why.
Maybe she does, but she's definitely very different than Harley.
Well, yeah, I'm saying look-wise.
Yeah. What's with the flower tattoos? They're not flower tattoos. They're Lamia spores that they're infected with. And she's trying to figure out how to control. And she's like, the scientific answers is that we need a lot more dopamine in our brain. Also, there is a lot of medicinal uses they're looking into for mushrooms and stuff. Just putting that out there. And the poetic answer is that we're so bound up in our own nonsense that we need permission to be nice. And chemicals give us that permission. And I really thought that was cool because a lot of people almost, I don't know if we need permission, but so many of us have our guard up so strong that it's hard to be kind to other people that think, like I said earlier, people are afraid of what they don't know. People judge what they don't know. And that puts up a guard to being nice. And I thought that was a really, really good answer. And I like that. It's very poetic of her.
Mm-hmm.
I am getting sick of her cheating on Ivy, though.
Harley.
Harley. Basically, they all become like her. You know how she used to use like the love toxin with the dudes?
Yeah, Aretha was written by G. Willow Wilson. And originally it was only going to be 6 issues. Then it got expanded to 12 issues. Now it's going to be
Now it's ongoing. Yeah, the sales are so good
because that they variant covers.
It. I don't know why you say that. The story's good. And I'm sure the variants have nothing to do with. No, I know they do, but still, when's the last time you've known that to happen?
You're right.
It hasn't in years.
Hey, I'll say this. And given how Harley keeps on saying about, I have a girlfriend, how is she going to react when she finds out?
Very poorly.
Probably. She's going to be like, what?
But they do have an open relationship right now, so I mean, maybe there's that, but still, I don't know. I find it weird. Mushrooms are perfect. Look what they did. Look at everybody in The Last of Us. That's fair. That's very fair. Okay, what is it? It starts with an S. Psilocybin or whatever it's in it. I know I said that wrong. Will that only be effective? No. The reason it's only women, Gary, is because they're at a woman's retreat. You know that, what is it, Gwyneth Paltrow that does that, like, stupid ass, like, homeopathic stuff? It's supposed to be basically making fun of people like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they all follow her. And when she takes advantage of it and starts to try to go back to her kind of old ways where she's like, the oil refinery, let's go. Like, and you have this couple in here. I think they're a couple. I don't know.
In other words, she's been basically, she's falling back to the old ways because of the case where it's like, well, I have people under my control again. Oh, I'm remembering the old ways.
Exactly. It's a vagina candle conference. Yes, exactly. They're making fun of people like Gwyneth Paltrow that use those. Because the whole time she's like, this homeopathic shit is bullshit. Nature can be kind, but nature can also be very, very damning and dangerous. And you're using these different natural remedies without knowing what you're doing. And so they're kind of making fun of those people that think everything about nature is perfect and da-da-da-da-da. So they're doing a blockade here. And these people, shockingly, don't give a fuck. And she's able to realize through the Lamia spores that she is able to not only control these people, but she's able to move them. Like she would be able to move through the plants, through the green. And I love when they see, this is the problem I have here with the art, is these scenes right here are really cool. And in the first, like, this is the only issue that I've had with seeing the art this way. Generally these pictures here, when they're in the Lamia, underneath the Lamia's influence or in the green, are very, very beautiful and majestic. But these just look very, like, look at this. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I can forgive it for one issue. Just don't make it a thing. But she's able to move these people through the green and realizes how fucking dangerous that was. Like, realizes she can't do that with people. And kind of realizes that she can't put humanity in that type of danger, and she feels bad for it, which is weird. She feels compassion, and it's unpleasant. I love that.
Right. Hey, Trish,
But
I just want to get it out of the way before, if I forget saying later. I'm sorry for interrupting so much. I've just been so hopped up, and it's just as
you're
energetic as
totally
usual.
fine. You're totally fine. And then when they finally wake up, when her friend finally wakes up, she gets pissed. She's like, why would you do this for your own fucking agenda? What's wrong with you? Like, she's finally waking up from the Lamia. You can see it's all gone.
This is again a case of Wilson. You think she would be woke, but it's happened to be where she's actually calling it out.
Yeah.
It reminds me back to her Wonder Woman, her very first issue on Wonder Woman, where we have Diana intercepting some kid, like these in the Middle East. These police are going to be military are going to be apprehending this kid, and because they've heard rumors that there's someone using kids, and she's all like, "You will leave him alone," and all that, and it forces them to let the kids run off. Now, if anyone was actually being woke, they would have said, she did the right kid. That kid did nothing. That they did wrong. No. Turns out the police were right, and the kid was helping Ares.
And that was what
that was her very first
issue was
of
it?
her Wonder Woman this was been during Rebirth.
Oh, okay.
I'm just double checking what issue she started. She started on
I don't remember if I read her Wonder. I feel like I did, but
she started on issue 58.
Oh, maybe. Wait, what? 58? We're in the 700s.
That's because they jumped.
Okay, you're talking. Oh yeah, I forgot about the jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
They jumped into the 750 a while back.
Okay, now I remember. Yes. Okay, now I remember. Okay, so then she's like realizing that she can't be. The girl's pissed. She used her for her agenda, and she's like, I'm evil. No matter how hard I try, I'm always gonna be evil. And she kisses her. Dumb fucking bitch. This is annoying, but whatever. But she doesn't believe her. She believes in Ivy. I did not read. Did you read the Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant #1?
A while ago. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I didn't read it, so I'm not worried about it. But she finally, this is the Gwyneth Paltrow XB lady that had the retreat, and she's like, I'm gonna sue you, and she's like, really? You think you can fucking sue me? And this is where she's like, you find everything in nature holy and pure, but nature every single day is trying to kill you. Every single day.
Like, who just went out there for overpriced mushrooms?
Yes. And what happened was this lady was in a rush to fill these mushroom orders and got poisonous mushrooms. And the Lamia was within them, and she scares the shit out of her. I love it. And Karen from HR, who hopefully dies next issue, basically stops her, and she kind of calms down a little bit. And it's so weird because this is where the issue for me felt a little off. She like hugs her, like, no, this bitch poisoned all of her fucking people. I don't know. And she's like, I just wanted to nourish them. I was cutting corners, and oh my God, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Mm-hmm. She's like, can I still make everything okay? No! You poisoned tens of people. What is... Okay, sure. You fucked up. Fine, I can agree with that. But she ends up trying to stop whatever transformation is happening with her here. And it's got a mind of its own. And now we see Gwyneth Paltrow meets the Green.
Right.
And this is going to be whatever they're dealing with next. And I was hoping we'd go back to some of her old rogues and some of her, but it's okay.
Well, again, it's not bad. Obviously, this is meant to wrap up because this was still the issue that would have. I think this is going to go from an ongoing. She's allowed to wrap up her 12-issue story and then start fresh with issue 13. So this is pretty much the end game for what was going to be that initial 12 issues.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into the end game.
Yeah. And I think this will wrap up with issue 12. And then I think that's when she's going to bring her back to Gotham.
Right. By the way, I wanted to show you that bit from Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she's going to bring her back to Gotham, which is awesome. And I think that's probably part of why they had it planned. Because honestly, I mean, that's where she needs to be. Just saying.
So yeah, basically they see the kid here. It's just a kid, Ludo. It's not a kid. It's a trap. Signal the snipers. And then Wonder Woman shows up, saves them. And you were about to fire on a child. You're one of them. The things that came through. What are you talking about? Pulls Diana up there, and basically again, any other point they would have been acting like, because you say like they suppress the independent movements and all that, and like tyranny of the majority. So they bring all this political stuff, trying to make it seem like they were wrong for going after the kid, but the kid's working with these demons.
Yeah.
So again, they make it very clear. Anyone else would have been like, "You're in the wrong. You're evil because it's trying to be like these type of police over there." Then it turned out, nope. Turns out they were right to be worried about this kid. It was a trap.
I like G. Willow Wilson. I think she's a really, like, I don't know.
Hey, why did she Ms. Marvel? She wrote Ms. Marvel too.
Yes.
She's the one who co-created her.
Yep. You're right. I don't know why. Why does she have a bad name? I know people hear the name and don't care for it.
I think it's because of Ms. Marvel. I think that's why. I think it's because of Ms. Marvel, and even she openly admits her heart was in it for the beginning. By the time of Civil War and everything, and they tried to tell her she was fine when she was able to handle Kamala in a vacuum. They gave her so much freedom to be able to introduce and build up Kamala without bringing in much of the greater Marvel universe. But once they then forced her to do it because of Kamala being so popular, even she admitted her heart wasn't in it for that. It basically lost it because she had to keep on integrating all this Marvel stuff into it. And that's when she had all the problem Marvel books had by that point. She didn't have that freedom. And unfortunately, I think that tainted people's view on her. Plus, I just also think it's the fact that they just assume she's woke and they never read her books because they're like, why should I read that stuff? It's woke. When if they actually read it, they notice she subverts stuff. She subverts stuff so much. And when
I think she's everything I've read from her, I really enjoy.
I know, like, again, that stuff, the story she did in Civil War II with Kamala and Carol, even she admits she didn't like that. It was one of those cases where she was told to write it. Because she had to do a crossover.
Oh, okay, yeah. Editorial interference at its finest.
Which I think it's further proof that DC is able to bring out the best in their writers. Whereas Marvel just slays about and lets them do what they want and unfortunately gives us inferior products.
She can't. Well, to be fair, I'm a girl. And I've admitted that I've got terrible taste. And I just love Poison. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it just the same way I love my characters like Catwoman. I like that they're using Talia in Detective Comics. Like, I enjoy it. I don't think it's a girl soap opera, but
hey, I like her writing too.
I like her writing.
When I went to her Wonder Woman stuff, I expected to drop it, but I enjoyed it from that first issue because she continued on with what James Robinson left off.
Was it Steve Orlando that took over after her?
Both, and yes. Steve Orlando took over after her and wrapped up her story points.
Okay, that's what I thought. Steve Orlando's, and I remember liking Steve Orlando's run, but not as much as the previous one. So now I kind of remember.
Yeah. In fact, Steve Orlando, he was the one who did the part of that tie-in with Justice League Dark.
Oh, okay. See, I don't hate Steve Orlando at all. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he's a good writer to an extent. But right. I think G. Willow's run on that was much, much better. And then even Mariko Tamaki taking over afterwards was so good.
I regret dropping it. It was her stuff.
Bring back Mariko. Or no, they're bringing in Tom King. I'm okay with that. What we have in Wonder Woman right now is an atrocity.
By the way, Amy Chu's coming to Motor City Comic Con, the one who did your favorite Poison Ivy mini.
If you guys haven't read Amy Chu's mini on Poison Ivy, it is one of the. Oh God, it's probably one of my favorite Poison Ivy stories ever written. What is it called? Circle of Life? Is that what it's called?
Something that. Hold on, Poison Ivy.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It is it's like Cycle of Life and Death.
Cycle of Life and Death. Best Poison Ivy story ever written. And you get an anti-hero Ivy, right? You don't get, there's a lot of nuance within it. And she gets fucking kids. She gets kids. Poison Ivy as a mom. And that's why I love that they show these female characters, right? You've got female characters we talked about in the beginning that are kind of painted with the man brush, right? As far as like Captain Marvel to a degree. But you also have characters like Poison Ivy, who's female, and they give her maternal instincts. Fuck yes.
Yep.
What about Catwoman with the strays? Maternal instincts? Yes. Femininity? Yes. Don't paint them over with a man brush.
And I think people like Wilton avoid that. They're not one of those writers who do that type of thing.
I love it. But I need a better witchcraft freaking emoji. I do. I'm gonna
use the magic, do something with a magic wand.
Magic wand, that might be better, yeah.
For a witch. Yeah, where are Ivy's kids?
They just disappeared. They just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite understand it, but they're just gone. Speaking of Wonder Woman, Bianca sent me this yesterday from Liam Sharp. I wanted to share it.
Okay, Gary, we don't know what's going to be going on with King yet until the stuff with all right. I already had LGBTQ friends and a trans nephew who I love. Drawing Wonder Woman and meeting her fans enlightened me even more. I learned how the character saved life in places where the community was persecuted and afraid. Kindness costs nothing.
I love that. Liam Sharp's so talented. And did you see his at least the artwork for Exo Manowar that he's on?
No, I have not.
Holy crap. I posted it on my backup channel, which is probably going to not be used near as much anymore now that I'm monetized. Woo woo. But he is so incredible. So incredible. And him comparing like working on Wonder Woman, I thought that was so sweet.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Ivy's so selfish. She's gonna be an abusive parent. She wasn't obviously perfect, but maybe a little bit abusive. She was like, you have to stay in the house. I'm gonna lock the key. You were basically a prisoner here. Yeah.
Overbearing.
Helicopter parenting. That's what we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
No, wait. They're in Gotham. It's a blimp parenting.
Blimp parenting. There we go.
Heck, because they have the blimps.
Yes, I got the joke, Robert. I got the joke. When was Liam Sharp on Wonder Woman though?
Oh, with Rucka's Run.
Oh, duh! I always think of his very painted style. Yes.
Him and Nicola Scott, and then he did his own Wonder Woman Batman miniseries that he wrote and drew.
Did you see this? I forgot. He has two different, very distinctive styles.
Mm-hmm.
And look at Harley.
I love how they're bringing back the steps.
I know. It's gonna be so good.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got like her very, very much so like Harlequin outfit. I'm not being.
Wait.
This is me, but
she's wearing Joker purple.
But where did her boobs go?
Taped down.
Okay. Like she has no boobs.
Look,
none.
Like that, she's wearing Joker purple. Remember, we've been seeing Joker and it's wearing orange, not the purple.
We've also got this. Check this out. Hold on. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, I can hear in the background.
Channel. No. I'm not going to get rid of that channel. I'm not at all. I've got the hours. I've got everything. I'm going to keep trying to get it monetized. I am. But one thing I think I am going to do, I switched over my mini reviews to the main channel. Gaga has no tits. None whatsoever. None. I switched over my main reviews, like I do my mini reviews, to my main channel. What I'm going to use my backup channel for, I think is the smartest move, is to keep my more controversial stuff over there. Like when I post something, I posted that article the other day about the church, the investigation on the church that led to, what was it, 600 SA victims?
Yeah.
Over 60 years. I'll post the more controversial stuff over there. I think that's
good. That works. That works.
Because I think I lost maybe 100 subs from that post, at least.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like facts, just saying. People don't like facts.
Yep.
Whoever this is, her name is Maxine Hunkel. I love it. This person that posted this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear her sing. Oh, you can kind of hear it. I'm so excited for this movie.
Yep.
Oh, and the cops. I love it. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good.
I'm curious on the context of this scene.
Oh my God, I freaking love, like, we have no idea context. We have no idea any of this, but I still am enjoying the hell out of these little things that they're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess, was the church, it was Catholic. It was Catholic. It was in a 4-year investigation. But like, I'm going to keep my more controversial stuff over there. So people, if they don't like hearing, maybe they don't necessarily like my political opinions, which is fair. I mean, I get it. I'll keep it over there. I think that's more fair.
Joker 2 will be to Martin Scorsese's New York, New York, a musical, as Joker was the king of comedy and Taxi Driver.
Wait, say that one more time.
Samuel's post.
Oh, let me look. Joker 2 will be Martin Scorsese's New York, New York. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I also may explore shorts on my other channel once it gets monetized, but shorts scare me, right?
I don't blame you.
Shorts scare me, so I'm a little bit like, I'm going to try it, but I'm going to wait till I get monetized first.
Yep. By the way, I'm nearly there. I'm at 3,935.
Holy crap, so you've only got a little bit more to go.
But it's inching. It is inching over there.
Are you using playlist?
Yes, I am. I'm still doing that. I keep going. I keep on having 3 playing on on 2 different laptops.
Play or put your post, your playlist post on your community post and ask people to help. Tell them you're just over 60 hours away. Yep. You're just almost there. Like, if you could get one final push, you would be good. What do you have going on this week? That's a perfect segue.
I figured it would be. I'm still gaming streaming. I'm up to Resident Evil 4 Original, which has been, it hasn't aged well once you play through a lot of the modern games.
That's so funny.
But in fact, I'm using a mod that allows the much better mouse control on that. Even then, it's still like, it's like the controls feel like I'm swimming through water.
Oh, that's weird. That must be weird after playing the remake.
Oh, it's been weird even after playing Resident Evil 6, which is not that great a game, but even that one still had better control. And I'm like, whoop, 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 able to move around and aim perfectly and sidestep. This is a case where it's still using the tank control. So even when I'm moving around and everything, left and right turns around. It doesn't make me sidestep or anything.
Gary said, never a good reason to hate all religion, just hate on the bad ones in religion. That applies to everything, right?
That applies to everything. That applies to LGBTQ even. Don't hate all LGBTQ just because of the handful of bad seeds.
Not like we could say never a good reason to hate all trans people just because of the bad one. Never a good reason to hate on all queer people. This applies to everything. And I think more people need to realize that, because it's like, I don't damn all Christians because of this investigation. But it's ridiculous to think that. So yeah, what about your Pro Teaches noobs?
Oh, I got plenty of in the can, and hopefully tomorrow you and I can record another one. But yep, because we'll be finishing up our Jeff John Superman coverage there.
Yay, with John Romita Jr.
Hey, the story is still good. Okay, want me to give you the pitch on what the story was? A scientist couple on Earth send their infant son into another dimension, and he comes back with superpowers.
Okay, could be interesting. I'm curious.
Superman. But yeah, an Earth Superman in that stuff. But yeah, I got so many in the can. One of which is actually Pika. Pika's joining me for going over Gotham by Gaslight.
Let's get Pika to 200.
Yep, I say that. Let's get him up there. And yeah, and then after I'm done with Resident Evil, eventually, it's going to be a long ways away, but when I'm done with that, I'll be getting the Metroid.
There we go. Everyone subscribe to that channel. I don't hate Clint Stoker. Clint Stoker's cool. I never had an issue with him.
Oh boy, you mentioned CG. There's one topic I want to bring up, but I don't think we have time for that.
Nope. And I know what you're talking about. That would be a whole stream in itself.
Oh yeah, that would be a whole other stream, but
I will be saving that. Yes. And also I'm gonna post something on my community post. I'm either gonna start Last of Us 2 tomorrow or do the DLC. So I'm gonna put a poll on my poll on my community post. I'm excited to go to 2, but I think people are gonna want to see the DLC. So.
Finish the story is what I say.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean,
all right, guys.
When I finish up Resident Evil 4, I'm going to do the bonus campaigns and everything. So for me, I'm still going to do any of the story DLCs. It's like when I get to Resident Evil 7, I'll do the story DLCs. I just won't do the unnecessary other DLC where it's like, yeah, this doesn't matter anything to the story.
Yeah. That's fair. But yeah, so I'll have that up on my community post for you guys to vote. Yes, Pika Shades is criminally underrated. Yes. Go check him out. That link I put in the description, check him out. And I'll share it on my community post. Let's get him to 200 because his videos are wonderful. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.